All right, y'all. Welcome back to 5QS. This is episode 13. We back with the guys. We got Vic and Jeff, and we also got an OG here, Mike.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
you feeling, bro?
Hey man, life is wonderful. You feel me? I'm happy to be back.
Yes,
Yes,
Missed the
sir. OG
sir.
fellas.
member.
Yes, sir. I see you got a bunch of life around you. You got some kids with you, man. So,
Yes, I got young
Yeah.
Rio and then young
yeah, man.
Shiloh in the background.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Love to
sir.
see it, man. Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Happy to be
So,
back.
yeah, we gonna dive right into it. We're gonna start with basketball. A lot's been going on with the playoff race, but before we get into that, we got the craziest off-court drama going on between LeBron James and Stephen A. Y'all seen that interview with him and Pat McAfee?
Yo.
Yes.
Man,
Hmm.
what y'all think of that? What y'all think of that?
We having conversations finally. It's good to hear someone like LeBron speak up on a lot of this, man, because the boys, I can feel for what the players going through in basketball. Like, basketball media don't really give them a lot of, like, praise, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's the history with basketball media, and I think the guys are just saying enough is enough, and it's beautiful to see someone like LeBron leading the charge with that. You know what I'm saying? It's one of
Be-
those things where you just gotta call it like you see it. Like
for
basketball
sure,
media
for
does
sure.
not actually push the narratives that inspire like talking points that push the game forward. It just
And
does.
it's
Like
crazy
it's
because
a
compared to other sports is mostly like love for the players that are at the top. But like basketball, I don't know for what reason, but like the players really scrutinized, and I feel like
it
that
has to be.
conversation needed to be had. And I
It
also
has to
think like
be. My bad. Go.
that's I was gonna say like just LeBron doing that interview in general. I feel like that's like the biggest indicator that like he finna retire, bro. Like he getting ready to be out of here. So he
hmm
he letting loose. He letting loose on Stephen A. Who else he was talking about? Brian Windhorst. He was talking about like a bunch of people on there.
ESPN
So I
guys.
feel like he had to say something about it.
And I feel
I,
like the media has been like so, untouchable. Like basketball players really couldn't just speak out on like,
Yeah.
what they saying on the media because that's the media. They just gotta let them do their jobs. But it's like
Mm,
now we seeing some pushback, which is crazy to me, especially from
yeah.
Bron. Bron been so
Yeah.
cordial throughout his whole career. And now, but
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of went past basketball. It kind of went personal. It has some basketball
Yeah, once
aspects,
you
but it
started
kind of
talking
like
about
Yeah.
touched
his
on his
son,
fatherhood.
yeah, when you
Yeah,
start talking
that's a
about
little
Yeah.
questioning his
different.
Stephen A. on national television talking about I'm pleading to you as a father. I don't even know if Stephen A. got kids. It's like, whoa, what's going on,
he
bro? I
don't.
feel it, yeah. Because
Like
a lot of the
that is crazy,
a
man.
lot of the time in basketball conversations, like this come from being a football fan first. It's really just like the old like lineage. Y'all just won't let that die. Like I had to say the same thing about the Bulls. We living like Michael Jordan. We play like Michael Jordan still playing. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like we clinging on to that legacy so much that everything that we do right now is irrelevant because we still living like we in 1988. Like you feel what I'm saying? That's kind of how the media is for the NBA. Like them guys will praise all the guys that played in the 80s and 90s and anybody that
Mm.
played in the 2000s for the most part is can't even compare to them boys, like for real, which is crazy because like if you think about it, like I think Bron said something crazy. Well, not actually crazy, it was hyperbolic, but it's legit. If you were to put someone like Giannis in the 1970s, 1980s, he's
Yeah, you
spanking all
cooking.
them boys, and it's not even funny. He probably getting 2 rings out of it too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm not gonna lie
Hmm
to you. That's the point of an all-time great. And Bron was making really good points where it's like it's unfair. And I think in basketball, football you can get away with it, but in basketball for real, it really is unfair to start grading these guys and the eras were so different. Like there's an era in basketball where there is no like back down rule, so you can have your back to the basket for as long as you want. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
Where there's an era in basketball where you can't do that. There's a 3 second violation. So the guys like Dirk, KG, all them big boys, Timmy D, they had to change their game. They couldn't just have their back to the basket. So it's one of those things where it needed to be had. Stephen A. Smith is 100% wrong. I think he's admitted he's wrong, but it still doesn't change the fact
I don't
that
think
them.
he has, to be
I always
honest
been.
with you. I don't think he
Wow, are
He
you
been on a tour. He went
serious?
on a tour. He
Are
went
you
on a tour.
serious?
Bro,
No.
I don't think he's seen it, but he went on a press run, like his
Yeah.
show. He went on his show. He went on Gilbert Arenas' show. Like he was going.
He's been on the
Yes,
doing
bro.
tour.
a
He was
world
on the
tour?
tour.
He's on a tour on LeBron James'
Talk
head.
about
And
LeBron
he's not
confrontation.
winning. He's not winning this. I don't know.
Not at all,
I
He
seen
bro.
the
didn't
I
give
clip
me
saw
where
a
he was
like,
like,
foul.
if Brian would have put his hands on me, I would have swung. No, you wouldn't. No, you're not. You ain't swinging on nobody. Stop it. Like, come on,
He
bro. Aren't you supposed to be trying to run for presidency? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
bro, it wasn't
No.
even like that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he was just like, I don't know, his pride got hit. He had to say something,
I
bro.
feel it. When the king
Yeah,
check you in
Swing
literally.
front of
back.
millions,
He's in the
what's
media.
gonna
He's gotta
happen?
talk.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
y'all
comes
saw
with
like
that.
what he said about like him not being at Kobe's what is it called, memorial or whatever and stuff like that. Just to
Oh.
find out he was there.
Yeah, that was false.
Yeah,
Like
Just
he
yeah,
thought
like
wrong.
he
that.
hit that. He thought he
He was
hit
getting
that.
information
He
wrong.
said we ain't gonna talk about that because it's false. But
Man,
Man,
yeah, nah,
The
Stephen
guy
A. giving
hooping, the
big
guy
L's,
that's hooping
bro.
definitely is telling Bron like, "Hey man, thank you for sticking up for us." Because I think basketball media is just doing the guys dirty, man. Like, just think about it.
Yeah.
You telling me
Mm.
someone like D Rose, like a modern day point, hell, not even D Rose, Russell Westbrook wouldn't kill them boys in the '90s? You feel what I'm saying? It sounds
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's
It
like
sounds
people
ridiculous.
like they dismissing the progression of the game, bro.
It
Like
really
it's
Mm-hmm.
does,
supposed to
and
get better as the era go on.
it hinders basketball. And I think just having conversations, it just hinders it. And
How
you
do y'all
kind
feel
of get
about
to
that
see
argument?
why
so
numbers are down. What you gonna say, my bad?
so then what they I have to disagree with y'all about what they about as far as them talking bad only to the current gen basketball players. This has been historical fact that this has been a thing since before Jordan's era of
That's true.
basketball.
He's not lying to you.
He so as far as them scrutinizing basketball players has been a thing for a time. Is the fact that no one had really fought back against it. Actually, Jordan he got scrutinized when his dad passed away. When his dad passed away, they were blaming Jordan, a hooper. They said his gaming problem was. They said, "Oh, was gambling was
Oh
the
yeah,
reason why your
that's the
dad passed
payoff
away."
pick. Yeah.
I was like the stuff like that was going on. So the fact that it had been going on for so long, it just at this point, it's just what's the word? Reoccurring. It's just the history's repeating itself.
Which is sad to know that
Okay.
this is just
I feel
basketball
like
culture. That's
I
crazy.
got something to say to that. I was gonna say like you're right, but I feel like what makes like today's talk like on another level, I feel like it's like social media and things of that nature. Now you have not just people like journalists like talking about the game and like scrutinizing people. You got like random people. People could just go ahead and just tweet
Joe
something
Blow
and
from
then they'll be
Missouri.
bad
Hell
about a
yeah.
player. And the player might see it. You know how KD be going back on Twitter with like haters
With
and
his
stuff like that.
burners.
That didn't
Yeah.
exist back then.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
I will
so
agree
it's
with you
like you
on
have
that.
everybody talking about you, and then think about it. Now it start with the journalists. They all they do is scrutinize, and then you got people like, for example, low key us, like people like us. We have like a podcast or something, and then imagine we base that in hating the players. It's gonna get to a point where the players gonna want to speak back onto it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah,
Like gonna have some type of pushback.
I agree with you. It has gotten worse due to the fact of technology and the advancement of it. It made like you said, people your regular Joes now can by a touch of their phone can say whatever the heck they want, whether it be
Yeah.
recording it or tweeting it, whatever. Anybody can do it. Anybody can be a journalist at this point nowadays. So
Yeah.
Quote unquote, yeah. Quote unquote.
We've
So
never seen this much of a connection to the players, honestly.
But I mean,
Nah,
that's the
for real,
beauty of the
exactly.
internet,
We
though.
gotta
Yeah,
gotta
it
get in
makes the
touch,
world
and
small.
I feel like the fact that we have like some type of connection into like these players like personal lives, I feel like it gives these journalists the leeway to feel like they can say anything. That's why Stephen A. probably said like as a father, you know what I'm saying? Like it gives them room to say some stuff like that, and then
Facts.
that's where you crossing the line. You know what I mean?
Because it's beyond basketball at that point. Yeah, like for real. And everybody was upset about like the whole Bronny situation. And my thing was, it's like I think y'all even checked me on it. It was like Give it time, let it play out, which is what everybody should have did. I think just because he's like a nepo baby, everybody has an issue with it, but there's nothing wrong with that in the grand scheme of things. If your family has a certain skill set and it gets you to the next level, and you also have that skill set, and people promote you or get you to a certain place because of that last name you have, that's just
Yeah,
life. There's no, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
the media
exactly.
scrutinized it like Braun was doing the grandest evil, taking opportunities away from G League guys that's been clamoring for a chance to play in the NBA. It's like, guys, like, come on, man. And
Nepotism exists everywhere, bro.
like, I get it. I really do get it in terms of like wanting to see who's like all time great. And I think just because of like, again, like a sport like football, we can compare Tom Brady to like a Brett Favre. Those are two different eras of football, but football at quarterback at least hasn't changed in like the last 30 years. The goal is still to throw them touchdowns, bro. You feel what I'm saying? We still great quarterbacks with the same stats from the 90s that we do in the 2020s, and there really is no change in the rules so you can do it with football. And I think that has spoiled us in terms of like rankings of players and eras and different things. And basketball fans and basketball media think, and I believe they've been doing it for a while, that that is the best way to critique. But in basketball, you really got to do it by eras, man. You can't really put everybody in one like pool and start grading them because different players played in different eras and had different roles for different things. And that's just all it boils down
Yeah,
to.
but
And
it's
it's
so
not fair to the
enticing to have
players.
that conversation with everybody.
Yeah, it's just not fair to the players. And I always hate the conversation like LeBron has never like went up against like real challenges in his career. And I think that's what a lot of the media pushes. And it doesn't make sense to me because there's a lot of teams that beat LeBron before LeBron got to where he was at. Like Tim Duncan cooked LeBron. That Dallas team beat LeBron. I could keep going, like for real though. Jason Tatum and Celtics took LeBron to 7. Like, you feel me? So it's like there's a lot of different things I think basketball media probably needs to work on, but it's probably not going to be this generation. Probably going to be the next generation of basketball media heads
Possibly,
that
possibly.
most likely change how the game is essentially covered. Where you're going to start seeing just more nuanced takes and more actual criticism of the game and what's going on, and not of LeBron taking his son and making him a Laker.
I got a question though. Do you think like as time moves on, do you think like people are gonna start like shying away from those like ESPNs or like those type of like TNTs instead of going to like player podcasts and things like that? Like, you know what I'm
Like you, Mike.
saying?
Mike said it. They got too much motion. They got too much
Money
that
They
talks.
got
Manziel
too
on them.
much
Yeah,
money.
got
Money
too much motion.
talks.
That Manziel on them. They can't.
I feel you. I feel you.
Got
Because
too much
you think
motion.
about
They
it,
ain't
at the
dying.
end of the day, ESPN can hire them people.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Because unless
Got too
you
much motion.
have a back end already, or you're one of the dudes who started their own little podcast and it grows into something, which is far the few. There's multiple those sports podcasts. You gotta choose who you want to listen to.
Facts.
But if you really want to, if you want to see money, yeah. If ESPN call you and say, "Hey man, you want to put your, your
You want to
your
take Stephen A.
podcast?"
spot? What?
Hey, a lot of people say, "Yeah, sign me up." Matter of fact,
Say
I'll
no
be there
more.
yesterday. I'll be there yesterday.
I'm on the flight right
I
now. We
feel
on the
it.
phone. I'm on the flight. What?
So
All right, y'all. So to wrap up this topic, do you think like this Stephen A. and LeBron thing will escalate any further, or this is just as high as it's gonna
I
go?
hope they, but man, you
It's it should be a
escalate
high as it can go.
how?
It should, like, bro, this should be the end. It should have never even got this high. Honestly, this
I
is
said,
kind of ridiculous.
It
'cause
actually is ridiculous, but it's funny, bro.
What's
It's funny.
hilarious, because Stephen A. just don't know. He can't even look at LeBron wrong before the fans harass him, boy. They will get him out of that ESPN spot so fast. He don't even know the kind of fans LeBron has, for one.
bro,
And then for,
Man,
he
you been
just
singing
don't
them
know.
LeBron songs,
Bro,
bro.
no,
Like,
LeBron has the
LeBron,
fan base.
LeBron James.
Man, no, his fan base, I think it may be in a
If they
different
put that on Apple, I
stratosphere.
might bump it. I don't know. If they put it on Apple Music, I might bump it, man.
bro,
What?
he got some bangers, bro.
They got
Bro.
some bangers. Some remixes have been bangers. I'm not gonna lie.
But he remixed the Cardi song.
Boy, they going crazy.
LeBron
Yeah,
comments
Mini
in there,
Men.
that's crazy.
Y'all should listen to the Mini Men one.
They got a mini man.
Yeah, with the intro and everything. It was like,
It's
I'm telling you, Stephen A. just don't know. He need to cut the beef. He need to apologize to LeBron, tell him he's wrong for questioning all of that, bro, and just get back to business, bro. Stephen A., we don't pay you to have beef with the athletes, bro. We pay
hey, you
you all
don't
this
need the
money to cover the
publicity.
sport, man. Facts. We don't pay you to have beef with LeBron. We need
You don't
LeBron
need the
just as much as we
publicity.
need you, Stephen A. Smith. So why are you beefing with LeBron? Like,
nah, for real.
we need you and
on-
LeBron to carry basketball. Like, y'all been doing it for the last 10 plus years. Don't stop now. The ratings are down. This not gonna bring the ratings up, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna have us talk about y'all for a little bit, but this is not gonna bring the ratings up, guys. Like for real, it's no reason a journalist should be beefing with a basketball player at Steve caliber. Leave that to like the little boys, bro. Leave that to the peewee. You big league dog. You supposed to be getting the inside scoop from Bron himself.
You on the wrong side of the road.
Man,
Yeah, you on the
completely
wrong
off
side of the-
course, off
Right.
course. He might have lost the plot. I don't know. So, Mike, you're right. If Stephen A., ESPN give us that call, hey,
I'll be there.
too much motion, too much man's.
Low key.
You'll never
man.
catch me
If they-
before
man, they had Carson that on ESPN. They might as well have me for real.
You know, I ain't gonna say that.
Hey, bro, they need the views. They need the
Man,
views been going
we doing
down.
this. We
They
doing
need
this for the love of
anybody.
the game, bro. Don't let
They
the
put
money
that
come
feed
through.
on there, everything.
We doing
like,
this for the love of the game, just because we love sports.
'Cause the streamers
don't
were-
start talking dollars. Oh no.
Streamers are more popular than sports at this point. They're getting crazy.
Nah, for real. They are.
Real though.
So keeping the topic on LeBron, let's keep it towards on the court. We see that LeBron hit that game winner against the Pacers, but besides that, the Lakers have been quite on I'll say a skid as of right now. They lost to the Bulls twice. What's it called? So, what do you think's going on with the Lakers? Do you think this is a concern going into the playoffs? Or do you think this is just like the ebbs and flows of the NBA season?
I'm leaning more towards the concern going to the playoffs, but that's not really too terrible with a team like the Lakers. I think next year is going to be their year. I don't think this is just a really good year for them. It's not supposed to be by the scheme of things. So even if it's like a skid going on right now, who cares? Because like next season, when they get a big, they might be solidified. They just missing one piece to me. And it's like, I mean, of course you're going to want to see the success early with Luka coming in the game and coming into and playing for the team. But I'm like, just give it a little bit of time. They might be a little bit down. I don't think they're going to do too much. They don't go too deep into the playoffs. But it would still be cool to see them how they're going to operate next year once they get a little bit more added to the team and they can make a real run.
So you don't think that would make it like past the first round, second round?
I think they make it past first round. I don't think they'll go like deep as like the conference championship or anything. But
Okay, so what teams do you think would be like standing in their way? Like if you were to make a list of them?
I don't know.
Shoot, I'm not gonna lie. You got the first thing. If you even gonna get close to round 2, round 3, you gotta get through OKC easy. You probably gotta get through the Rockets.
Yeah, OKC.
Easy. You gotta go through the. You
But
gotta.
I mean, they probably
Houston.
not gonna face OKC in the first.
Yeah,
round
I would think
anyway.
like Houston would probably be where, if I'm not mistaken, is
Let me
Houston top
see.
3?
The
Hezekiah,
standings
you're
have
right.
been kind of up and down.
I
lately.
know
Let
the
me
standings
go
right
ahead and
now, like
check.
the last 15 days, has kind of been everywhere. And I want to apologize to the East. I was wrong. It's a dogfight in the East, low key. Like from 3
Bro, I
down,
was
I'm not
talking
going. Or
about
like
that,
from
bro.
4 down, the East is going bonkers. So I'm wrong. I don't know anything. The East is turned up. Like I thought the East was going to be down, and the West, both conferences going hammers right now. For me, I don't think it's a disappointing year 1 for JJ Redick. If I'm JJ Redick, it's a successful year 1.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I'm not
for
gonna
sure.
lie.
Oh,
We
yeah,
done-
for sure.
We kicked everything off the
He's
box,
up.
baby.
He's up.
Like
I
play
think
in,
we're just
play
like
off,
looking
it
at
don't matter.
like how far they can maximize their year. You know what I'm saying? I
Bro,
think
the
it's
year
no
is
doubt that they're having a
maximized.
great year.
No, the year is maximized. We got Luka.
Yeah, I
LeBron
think-
wants to stay. Bronny doing Bronny. We just missing a big, like, come on, bro. This
But, like,
is,
as, in the terms of like wanting to win, though, you know,
in the terms
you
of wanting
still
to
got,
win, the Lakers still have to get through the West. Denver is still there. Again, Houston is still there. They still got to get
Denver.
through juggernauts.
So you think they would
the,
lose against the Houston Rockets team?
I can see them.
Yeah,
They had to go blow for blow.
Hmm.
I don't think they lose
Okay,
to Houston
so
because
but
they so
right
young.
now, if the playoffs started today, they would be playing the Grizzlies, who just fired their coach.
and I think they beat the
So
Grizzlies,
they get them out
but
of
the
there.
next game they gon'
That's what I'm
Yeah,
get they
saying.
gonna
the
They're
count.
gonna
next
have
one
to
gonna
run in.
possibly be the Thunder. Then, yeah.
They're
But
gonna
the
have to
serious
run
thing
into the
about it is,
Thunder or the Rockets,
if you
and I
face the
just don't
Rockets,
think they got it.
you got Luka and LeBron in the playoffs. That's who you facing. I
Yeah,
wouldn't bet
imagine you
against
face,
that at a
imagine you
young
Rockets.
team. A young Rockets team. They good, but playoffs is a different beast. That tests your
That's what I'm
mental.
saying. Like,
You,
I feel like we
Cohesion.
underestimated how much matchups actually like matter. Like the Lakers
uh,
could go to the conference finals just off of like favorable matchups. You know what I'm saying?
But we know
literally.
playoff basketball doesn't care about favorable matchups. It's about cohesion. It's about how long you willing to work. I'm not gonna playoff basketball.
And
It's
Luka
like
and
literally
LeBron,
who wanted more. I'm not gonna hold
I
you.
think it's
And
more depends
cohesion.
on like who's the healthiest. If I'm gonna be honest with
that's
you.
Honestly,
true. That's a lot of
That's
true.
who.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
That's
it
the who
too.
wanted. That's the who wanted more. And then it's the
yeah.
cohesion. How well of a team have we been? The Lakers have it with this specific lineup with Luka, Braun, and them boys. Like with Reeves, they don't really have any cohesion. They haven't played long enough together. Just be honest. So when it
I
comes
feel like
playoff
between
time,
Luca, LeBron, and Reeves, it's been okay. Like
it's been
them three
alright.
together.
But like again,
They
come
are.
Yeah, them
playoff
three
time,
together, they've been great.
They are
matchups
15.
don't really matter. I'm behind it. We've seen like remember that year
I don't know. If
come
you
on,
got
bro,
Luca
no,
and
don't do that. Don't do
LeBron,
LeBron,
bro.
that.
it's hard
Remember
to
that
bet
year?
against that. Them are two
The
good dudes in the
OKC Thunder
playoffs.
had Russell and
Yep.
PG had the craziest favorable matchups in the league, and
We
then
talking
Dame
about Russ and PG.
got them
We
boys
talking
out
about
of
Russ
there.
and PG
But
versus
remember,
Luca and LeBron.
that's matchup. That's what you're talking about. Matchups. They were matching
Nah,
up
bro, this is
favorably
not comparable.
against Portland.
I would
And all
say
of a sudden, we got the most iconic, probably
I mean,
game-winning shot.
Portland had Dame. Dame was arguably just as good as them niggas.
if
So
if I was the
Dame one
Lakers,
man
I
to get
would rather
okay.
run into the Rockets than the Nuggets.
All right.
The Nuggets
because
might
think
get up
about it,
out of
you run
there.
into look, you talking about matchup wise.
Matchup
Look,
wise, that's
you run
Nuggets
into the
bad.
Rockets, you run into the Grizzlies,
They cook.
you run into the
They go to 5 with the Grizzlies. They probably got to go to 6 or 7 with the Rockets. I
yeah.
think
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Rockets has got more cohesion. Them boys been hooping like hell with Ime. Like
They've
it
been
ain't gonna be
hooping,
no.
They've
They've
been
been
but
hooping like
hooping, but it's like
hell.
no playoff
young,
experience
you know,
either. It's gonna
playoff
be their first time.
the
It's gonna be
youngins
their first time in the playoffs.
against a Luka that's clutch in the
Uh,
playoffs, against LeBron that's
yeah,
clutch in the
Luca
playoffs.
just went to the finals. Luca just went to the
Like
finals, bro.
Luka
Cohesion,
definitely
gang.
turns up in the
Cohesion.
playoffs. I would be scared.
Cohesion.
I rather honestly I rather face the Rockets than the Nuggets though.
Man, you ain't never
Jokic,
seen me cape for the Lakers this much, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm like,
Like,
you should be the one wanting me
you
to get
ain't
them out
never
the
seen
first
me cape for the
round.
Lakers this much,
Like
man.
what? Am I crazy?
don't
Yeah,
they just don't need to run
man.
into
nah,
the Thunder? They don't need to run into the Nuggets, and they okay.
But I don't think
yeah.
I don't
Thunder,
think
Nuggets, and I can see. I don't know about the Warriors giving them hell for real. I can't really. I don't know.
so.
I heard that Draymond Jimmy
Maybe
got a really
Draymond, yeah,
good like
maybe
chemistry,
Draymond and
like that
Jimmy.
defensive on front.
Yeah, the Warriors are good with Jimmy. I think like Steph has been out of the last few games,
So
so they've been like
he
losing
taking
a little
Gatorade
bit.
break. He just got get iced
But
up.
But yeah, I feel like the Warriors might be solid.
They're just
So
missing a
the
shooter.
Bulls have actually been winning pretty well lately. What do you think about the Bulls, big bro?
Unmoved, bro. I'm still
Hey, it
I'm
used to be
watching.
your team, so I
Man, I'm
mean,
still
Free
unmoved.
agent.
I'm not gonna lie. This is all just
Kobe
for
White
us.
don't Kobe White won
Kobe
Player of the
White.
Week
I'm not
twice.
gonna lie. He's been hooping this year. This is a continuation of last year. I love to see him build, especially for everybody in his class. He was looking like a bust out that class. He's now pretty much playing to where I would have expected him to be, reaching his potential. But the Bulls probably are still gonna make play, and I don't even think we're in. No. I
No,
don't
I
even.
think y'all are already playing. Let me
So we
check.
already playing. I
Yeah,
wouldn't know. I haven't been watching Bulls
yeah,
basketball. I've
ninth
been
seed,
watching
ninth
ninth
seed.
seed. I've been
Y'all be
watching more
playing the
Bucks
Heat,
basketball, if anything.
Ooh,
Actually,
playing with the Heat.
I mean, it
playing with.
sounds sweet.
I feel
Like
like the
it
Heat
sounds
always be in the
sweet.
playing. The Heat, the Bulls, and the Hawks always be in the
The
playing,
Hawks
man.
always in the
That's
playing. In
that's
fact,
that sound about right.
the Bulls. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still so much you need to like get done though, from a not personnel standpoint, but now getting everybody like building around the personnel now, because we have a bench
Mhm.
that's inconsistent for the most part, and then the starters we have They're good starters, but like
Mm-hmm.
no one really stands out if that makes sense. Like Cody White is probably our most standoutish player. That's not. I mean, no
Hmm.
disrespect to Mr. White, but I'm gonna be 100. We want a superstar. It
Yeah, need a little
works.
bit more than
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying? It works because we can
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit more flexibility and we got the assets. But if we need a superstar, we need a little bit more than that. But I've been said Chicago's still living on Michael Jordan's success. Probably will do so for the next 20 years. They're running it like a Macy's. No disrespect to them boys, but you just it's a business more than it is an actual franchise, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Some sports teams got more like motion on that tip than they do actually running the team, which is there's no problem with that. There's no problem with that. So I'm still unmoved. I haven't been watching Bulls basketball, so I can't give you any real deal nuanced takes on it because again, I'm gonna renounce the Bulls fans. I don't even like them boys no more. So I can't even tell you, but it's cool to see. I guess I don't know. It's good to see. Like
It's
it's
cool
good
to
to see
see.
that like the Giddy. I will say the Giddy trade is actually working. The little I have seen though. Giddy actually does help their spacing a lot. A lot, yeah. It's crazy. Who would have
He's
thought it?
always
Yeah,
been
The kid
Giddy
that
has
was
cool.
been
facilitator. Who would have
Giddy
thought
has
it?
He's
been
always been
Yeah,
cool.
who would have thought it? But nah, I wouldn't. I don't.
yeah,
I don't
shout
got.
out to
I'm not
him.
moved. No movements.
All
No
right, moving
movements.
on to the next team. We got the Grizzlies who fired their head coach Taylor Jenkins yesterday. So what direction do you think the Grizzlies are going into? Do you think like this is a panic move? Cuz honestly, I don't know what's going on with the Grizzlies as of right now. They're
Rushed.
still a good team.
It was
They're
rushed.
still a good. You think it was rushed?
Yes.
But I don't see like what's the purpose of firing your head coach though? Like
They could
9
have
games
waited.
left.
Yeah, if they could have waited to the end of the season. I think I'm kind of gonna lean more Mike
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
saying. I feel like this is rushed. I don't think anybody's in panic mode, but I don't think they like how the season went with Ja coming back for real, for real. And I think they want to get the reset going, but that's questionable to do it with 9 games left. So I do feel like somebody was like, "Yeah, let's get this over with."
Wait, reset in what way? You mean the roster or just
Nah,
like the
more like in
scheme in
coaching and
general?
scheme. More like coaching and scheme, not
Okay.
Ross. I don't think Ross is gonna get reset. I think coaching and personnel may get reset for sure. Because to get fired with
Yeah.
9 games left, like bro, we literally could have waited till the season ended to make this same decision. So clearly they were fed up with how the season had been. That's just what it looks like, and someone just made a rush decision, which you probably could think there's probably more nuance to that. Like they probably did think it over, seeing how the Grizzlies were expected to finish top 5 coming in the league, or not to the league coming into the year, at least top 7, and they just haven't lived up to that expectation at all.
They are top
They're
5 in the
top
West.
five
They're
now.
top
Like
5.
Yeah, they're top
yeah,
five.
they're fifth.
They're where?
That's what I'm like.
They got the same record as the Lakers.
So then what? That man.
I know that's confusing. I'm
What?
like, something's going on. Something's going on. Just like the
Um.
Bucks, kind of. Something's wrong.
I
So
don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know.
I'm always gonna throw this out there. Um.
Yeah,
You probably
money.
don't think he's worth the money, and I don't know how NBA coach contracts work. 'Cause I know in NFL, right? There's bonuses and stuff that entitled into your contract. So like for coaches, like the amount of games you win, playoff records, things of that nature. So if they don't feel like he was going to be the future of this team, might as well cut loose ends before we have to pay him more.
I like that because it's kind of confusing once you're a top 5 team, and as soon as you know your coaches get fired. Like, you know how many teams are below you? Like,
You would
Yeah,
have.
I
I
don't
would have
know. There
thought. I
must have
would have
been
thought they
something
was in
going
the
on with the
play-in. I'm not
program.
gonna lie
Maybe
to you.
Ja
you would
wasn't
have think
happy
they
with
was
him.
in.
I don't know, man. That's like I don't know. That's the only thing I can say. Maybe Ja just wasn't
But that
happy with
makes sense
him.
though.
The
Like
player.
if you want to cut loose ends now with a successful season, we finna give you another big boy on the next year. Now cut the contract. We're gonna give you what we owe you now, and let's just
Yep.
move on. We're gonna have the assistant coach
Mm-hmm.
run the show till the season end, and then we go pick a candidate. That actually makes a lot more sense from a business standpoint. Just looking at it that way, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that opens up the
Because why
picture a
else
little bit
would you
more.
do it? You're a top 5 team, but and then you see like the history behind that. We just saw the Bucks do it. And you know where the Bucks are
Yeah,
at. So
So
I wouldn't
yeah,
have done it, but if it was a
Yeah, I
business
don't know.
move,
All
a lot of
right.
times the ones that don't make sense are business moves. They're not thinking about the sport and winning games. They think about the financial side of things and
how they can
how
save
would this
payroll.
benefit us. Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay, I can understand that. So on to the next team. We got the Thunder, who just crossed 60 wins, and SGA also broke the record for most consecutive 20-point
Oh,
games.
wow, cool.
So the question for y'all is, how close is SGA to being the best Thunder player ever?
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. He passed the nigga like Tabo Cephalosha. He passed Cephalosha. He passed Perk. Uh,
These is low bars.
yeah, you
These,
gotta start low and build up. You gotta start low and build up. You gotta start low and build up. You gotta start low and build up. Yeah. He done passed James.
I think we talking Westbrook, KD.
No. He done passed James. He done passed PG. He done passed PG.
Bro gonna say
Shoot.
he ain't even passed Paul George yet.
Paul George not even in like a. Hey, you could maybe. I don't know how Thunder fans feel about Paul George. That was a cool,
He
incredible.
passed
It was a
Perkins.
cool run. It was a cool run. It just ended weird. And then he left. It was weird. It was just weird.
Yeah.
I think he is like he's above KD, but not above Russ. He would probably be the second best Thunder.
Well, let's say he wins the MVP this year. I'm assuming he's gonna win the MVP. I
Jokic.
would say it really depends on the playoff run, honestly.
You
They
said
go
what?
to the WCF or go to the finals. I mean,
If they go to the finals, yeah, he bigger than Russ. I'm not gonna lie. He's best.
Yeah,
He's
he
best Thunder of
kinda
all time. I'm not gonna lie.
gotta
With
wrap
the
it up.
MVP, he's the best
Has
Thunder of
OKC
all
been to the
time.
finals?
yeah, they went when they played the Heat in 2012.
2012 with the I remember that.
Yeah, that was with both KD and Russ.
KD,
and SGA
yeah.
go there, man, off the solo.
Shoot. SGA one of the ones, man. His game is ridiculous. His game is
If he
actually
get him a ring,
ridiculous.
he'd be certified.
I don't think.
Oh,
yeah.
I
He-
don't think it's this year. I hate to say
Aw.
it. I hate to say it. I just don't
You don't think it's this year?
I think the Nuggets coming back for blood gang. I'm not gonna lie. It's look.
For real,
Jokic is.
Jokic is-
I don't
That's
like
hard to
him,
bet
man.
against
you
Jokic.
can never count Jokic
It's
He's
out.
hard to
looking
bet
good
against.
lately, though.
He's a nasty
It's hard to bet
warrior,
against
man.
Jokic.
His
Uh,
game's so
especially in the
greased.
playoffs.
Yeah, nah, man. And I'm not, when I watch the Nuggets play, they look like a team that's been through war. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even when they turn the ball over, it's like, oh, yeah, y'all ran the wrong play. You can see it.
But I also feel like the Nuggets is also like matchup based too, because don't let them match up with like if they match up with the Wolves, I have a feeling the Wolves might beat them again.
But the thing is, the Nuggets, I think, are what the kind of like what the Rockets lack. The Nuggets got hella playoff experience. I think a team that
Yeah.
seasoned, it actually might benefit them because they're seasoned and they've been playing together for a hot minute, low key. Like for the most part, I want to say most of the team that won the chip is still on the roster. For the most part, I don't think it's all there. I think there's a couple smaller
Yeah,
pieces.
I would
missing.
say like the Nuggets, their
The core
bench is
pieces
dwindling,
there.
but they have that core with
The core is there.
Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray and Jokic and MPJ.
And
So they have all of them.
I think that's gonna play a factor as if you're talking about playoff stuff for real. And I just
Yeah.
think that's the only thing holding back SGA. They got to get through Denver, and I just can't see SGA and the boys doing it. In seven, ay. I don't know. I just don't know.
I would say SGA gonna bring it every game. It
Of
just
course.
depends on like everybody else. I would say
But you know that's
like
aura,
Chet
man.
gonna have to play a big part in that series. Jalen Williams gonna have to be consistent.
The other
you know.
Jay Williams gonna have to be, but you know that's aura, man. That's one thing I love about SGA game. When he's hot, everybody gets hot. It's like takeover for real. It's like 2K takeover.
Yeah.
No funny. Like
That team takeover,
speaks-
whatever that is.
Man, for
No,
real.
for real, he got that team takeover
Like,
joint
and that
going.
speaks to his greatness, bro. It's hard to get players to like get turned up because you balling. They gonna more or less be like, all right, let's keep him hot. But nah, they start spreading the wealth and everybody starts hooping. So I think SGA, his future is amazing. Ceiling high, floor high, but if you were to rank him as all-time Thunder right now, he'd be behind Russ unless he were to get a ring or make a finals run.
Okay, behind Russ, I could get that. I could get behind that.
Yeah, I had to let him know. I had to start from the bottom. Like, he's bigger than Tabo, for sure. Like, you just got to start from the bottom and start working your way up. Think about all the notable Thunders, man.
Bigger than Thomas Evolution.
He is.
But on to the next team. We got the Warriors, who have been struggling since Steph had been out with the injury.
Missing their shooter.
Jimmy Butler, they went back to Miami and got whooped. Do you think this is a concern for the Warriors, or this is just, ebbs and flows,
Ebbs and flows, man.
getting ready for playoffs?
Gatorade break. Steph taking a little Gatorade break. Ain't about nothing.
They're missing their shooter.
That's
Simple
all
as
it
that.
is.
They're missing their
Simple as
shooter.
that.
I feel like
He's
he's
back.
back healthy, but he did have a nasty fall though.
Mm-hmm.
He landed on his back. That
And
was
I
nasty.
think
But
it's not a major injury, but again, 7 games left. He's probably gonna be a play-in, bro. Excuse me, Steph. Get on the bench, cuz we good. Like, go Gatorade break, bro. We need you for play-in, dog. Cause like Gatorade break, bro. Like, it's chill. Like, go ice up, son. Like, you deserve it. Out of everybody in the league that deserves a 15-game, 9-game break, Stephen Curry is that guy for sure. They still use him like it's 2017, cuz it's ridiculous. They still use cuz like it's 2016, bro. It's crazy. So give bro a Gatorade break for sure. I don't think it's a big deal.
Speaking of injuries, that leads like straight into the next topic. So like injuries becoming a major factor in the league, and with playoffs coming, you don't want to see that. So we already know that Joel is out for the season. And we already know Paul George is also out for this season. Jerry McCain is out. So, I would say the Sixers are pretty much in a really terrible situation. Do you think there's anything they could do? The process is over. They're stuck with both Joel Embiid and Paul George's contracts because he just re-signed Joel Embiid, and they just got signed Paul George. So for the next few years, they're gonna have both of them players making ridiculous money. Do you think the Sixers can do anything about that?
They should have got rid of Joel while they had the chance.
Oh, yeah.
They should have. I hate to say it, when you get rid of a player that good, Naz got rid of Luka. What am I saying? No. They should have got rid of him as soon as they had the chance, though.
Told you.
But it's too late now. They screwed, man.
I don't think it's SOL. You can still trade Joel. I'm not gonna lie. He's Joel Embiid. You can still trade.
Who's taking that contract, bro?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to. You can still trade him when you got MVP caliber. No matter, man. You never know. You never know. Washington Wizards might walk the man. You never know. Him and Chris Middleton might be the next 1 and 2. You just don't know. You never know. You never know. You never know, bro. You never know. I don't know what Philly does in this situation. It's crazy because I said in Maxey we trust. They said no, we don't trust Maxey. We need PG.
Oh.
Why?
I don't know why they got PG.
Why?
They're a
so
funny
he can be
organization.
the best third option of all time? I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. The PG situation, they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Paul George's contract. Because 1, no one's gonna want that contract, and 2, Paul George's trade value is like in the dirt. Like I don't even know what team is willing to take his contract and give up what? Like for Paul George?
But the Sixers do have some life. They got Quentin Grimes, who's been hooping,
which is cool.
They got Quentin Grimes. Jared McCain, when he comes back, he gonna be nice.
Maxey's had a good year. I like the year Maxey's had.
Despite
everything.
Maxey's good. He really just been shot checking, but he's still a good player.
He don't got no help, dog. Like, come on, man.
He really don't got no help. But like, you look at his field goal percentage. Like, he averaged 27 a game, but he shoot like 40 from the field.
Hey, bro, no help. That's what happened, man. Shoot. 47%.
Hey, that's why I say he's still good. He's still good, but he out there. Hey, I do the same thing. I do the same thing. So
I mean, I don't know. The 76ers, they're in a tizzy. I still think we can get some work out Joel, though. I'm not gonna lie. Send that boy to Chicago. Chicago do work with him. Bet you. I bet you Chicago do anything for Joel. I swear to God.
Joel Embiid.
I swear to God, bro.
This is all nasty.
Man, what?
This is nasty.
Like, I just don't know. I just don't know. But I've been said your best ability is availability. I was calling this bricks ago. Like, I just don't know how many great players can be great and you're not there. Like, that takes away from the greatness right then and there. So it's tough, bro. It's really tough because Joel is still a world-class baller. And his health has been a thing since his first stint in the league. It's like at
For
what
real.
point
His first 2 years he was out.
like at what point what like that's another thing too. At what point would like NBA owners start saying, all right, I'm trading for a guy that I know for a fact I can't play anything more than 45 games. Pretty much.
Low key, the Celtics did that with KP. If you think about it, KP doesn't play that many games. He just comes in when they need him, honestly.
I mean, but you got
They didn't even need him last season. That was
I was about to
nasty.
say, I was just
That
about to
was
get on him. I'm
overload.
like, bro, did the
That was
Celtics
overload.
even need KP?
That was overload for nothing.
Come on, bro.
They need Joel.
That was-
They need
come
Joel.
on, bro.
They
Like,
need
come
KP
on,
like
bro.
KP like the trap card for the
Like,
Celtics.
come
honestly.
on,
It's
bro.
like, man, the Celtics playing bad. We gotta throw KP in there.
Put KP in there. And some other random white big. Throw him in there, too.
No, they don't
start
need
shooting
it.
out of nowhere.
They don't need it at all.
Like, that's a different situation. Like,
That is so
nah,
sick.
man. That's not,
But like that's
bro.
the only situation Joel Embiid would thrive in. You got to put him on a team that's already good and have him be like, all right, this is-
No,
Imagine
the
Joel coming off the
crazy
bench.
part is, No, the crazy part is,
oh
though-
my god, oh my god, we losing. It's Joel. It's Joel.
Hey, Joel is just six man.
Bro, I kid
There's
you
no
not. I kid you
team.
not. You send Joel in for one quarter, he gonna drop 20 points that quarter. You don't need nothing else from him
There's no
anyway.
team with the money that can take that shit though. That is already on win now.
At all.
Maybe the Warriors, but they definitely got to move things around. No cap to get that contract to fit. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
nah.
lie. It's a super. It's
Joel
like a
make too
super
much money
max.
for
It's like
all
a super
that
super
anyway.
max. It's not even no regular super max. It's like the highest of the super max, like the big boy super max. I don't know. Philly, good luck,
Yeah,
Charlie.
I'll say the Sixers essentially cooked.
Good luck, Charlie.
But-
Yeah.
Moving on with the injuries, Damian Lillard is also out with a blood clot, I think, in his calf. That's a very concerning injury.
Facts.
That's not like an injury. That's like more a condition.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
like a health condition.
I wouldn't say injury, but like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like
Facts.
the condition is very concerning. Same thing happened with Wemby too. So
Yeah.
like prayers out to them. So what do you think Giannis and the rest of the Bucks can do? Can they survive without Dame or make any noise in the playoffs
shoot,
without
We
Dame?
made it this far without Dame. Shoot, it's Giannis' show, boy. We made it. We made it. We put in all this work before Dame even got here. We won a ring with Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. What that?
Chris Middleton not there no
Man,
more. We don't
I
got no
know,
Chris
I
Middleton.
know.
No
He
Jrue
was
Holiday.
gone. He in DC.
They gone.
But that's my point. If we can win a ring with Chris Middleton, and shout out Jrue, great.
I'm gonna be honest, Jrue was the glue for that team.
Yeah, he was.
Jrue is the truth.
Jrue
I'm not gonna lie.
was
Jrue is the truth. Jrue is the truth. That's the greatest two-way guard probably of our generation. I'm not gonna hold.
What the
But
heck?
if we could win
Man,
a
when
ring
the Celtics
with
got Jrue,
Chris
I was like,
Middleton,
bro, I don't know what
that
the
was
Bucks
overkill
did.
again. We hate the
That
Celtics.
was
We not
overkill.
gonna-
Why did they have Jrue Holiday?
They didn't need him at all. They already had JB. There was no need for.
How do we let
literally
this
no need for Jrue.
happen? Why
The
did
Bucks
we
are
let
foolish,
this
first of
happen?
all. I don't know how the Bucks let that happen. I would have never let Jrue Holiday ever even leave
Man,
Milwaukee.
Are you kidding
I would have
me?
built
No
Jrue
sense.
Holiday a statue in Milwaukee if it was me
Bro.
running the show. I would have never
Did
let
he
him
drop
even
50
leave the
as a defensive
building.
guard?
Yeah, he dropped it. Like, man.
But that's my point though.
Bro,
if we can
like,
win with Jrue
bro.
Holiday
Wait, I got
and
a
Chris
sidebar
Middleton,
real quick.
come
though.
on, bro.
I got a sidebar real quick. Y'all seen when Brandon Jennings said he was better than Jrue Holiday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I seen that. I seen that.
Man, that was crazy. He was talking about he was the man his rookie year. He had 50 points his rookie year. He ain't did nothing since, bro. Shit crazy. I ain't gonna say he ain't did nothing. He had a solid
he
Freedom
was
of speech
hard.
is
so
Before
crazy,
his
man.
injury,
Freedom of
before
speech.
his injury, he was a tough little slasher, man. No doubt. Like B. Jennings
But even
was
like
really
before
raw.
he got injured,
Jrue Holiday?
Jrue was still better than him.
Oh,
So
I
it's
mean-
like I don't know what you want me to say about that.
Bro, Jrue Holiday is the best
Freedom of
two-way
speech.
guard of our generation. Arguably, you can make a legit argument for that. There's no size. The accolades back it, the rings back it, the skill back it. I don't know what B. Jennings talk about, but I ain't never been to the NBA, so
We
maybe
gotta
I
put
don't know.
some
I don't
respect
know.
on Jrue.
I
That's
don't
probably
know.
one of the best two-way guards in history, man.
Yeah.
For sure, of our generation, for sure. For
Ooh,
sure.
I wouldn't have got rid of
the
Jrue.
Of the,
I
of the
would've.
2010s,
Would not.
no doubt. No doubt.
Oh yeah, for
Of the
sure.
2010s,
Boy,
no
Boy,
doubt.
Jeff, you
But-
scared me for a second. I thought you said you would have. I was like, bro, hey, bro, we tweaking.
Nah,
Yeah,
I would never got rid of
would
Jrue.
not have.
No.
Would
I
not
would never
have.
got rid of Jrue. They was treating Jrue like he was DeMar DeRozan. I was like, what the hell are we doing, bro?
And he's so low key about it too. It's a low key sauce too, and it's not even talked about as much as it should be.
So
But
if the playoffs were to start today, the Bucks would be playing the Knicks.
back to ooh.
Oh
Do you think they would survive that
no!
series? I don't think they would
Who's surviving? Bucks ain't.
I'm not gonna lie. Giannis gonna get cat hell
Giannis
though.
and Kyle Kuzma
Man.
versus Jalen Brunson and Cat.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hell
Giannis gonna
no.
get cat
I don't think
hell though.
No.
Giannis gonna give cat hell though. Oh no. Cat can't. No.
Yeah, Cat can't guard Giannis.
Cat gonna be
Cat
able.
can't guard Giannis.
Cat
Giannis
gonna
gonna
be
get
able
his.
Yeah, he gonna get his,
do a
but-
little, but
Giannis gonna get
do
his, but
20
that's it.
minimum.
That's the only faith I got in the Bucks.
And that's cool. We
That's
literally,
not enough.
like I
Not
was
enough.
just
I don't
saying,
think that's
we
enough.
just
That's not
won
enough.
a ring with Jrue and Chris and Giannis. Dang, we don't really
good
need
players.
the gang. I'm not gonna lie.
These
We don't
are great
need
players.
We don't need
Amazing
you.
players.
We don't need Doc Rivers. I've been
These are
watching
not
those
the
Bucks
pieces
ball.
to the
We don't
role
need
players.
Dame. Bro, my thing is,
Man, nah, that's crazy.
We gotta
My
stop
thing
talking
is-
about Chris Middleton like he wasn't a stud.
Man.
Chris Middleton was open
That's my brother.
Butt
That's my
off.
brother. Before the injury, before age,
was
that
open.
elite high
This was
class.
some
people, don't
bug
even do
life
that.
hoops.
Man.
This is some pure bug life. This was
That's
crazy.
my brother.
hoops.
Don't drag on Chris, man. That's my brother.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
nah.
for sure.
The Bucks had
For sure.
much more valuable
That was
pieces
a
back
stud
then.
team.
But you can
Yeah.
say that was valuable, but like, bro,
We
outside.
turned
Well, let's be 100, bro. Let's just be 100. Let's be transparent.
Mhm.
Outside
Kuzma.
of Jrue, for real, and Giannis.
Jrue Holiday versus Kyle
100,
Kuzma.
bro.
Jrue Holiday.
Come on, bro.
You said besides Jrue and Giannis and what?
Besides Jrue and Giannis, what was that team before?
They had Chris Middleton.
Okay.
A younger Brook Lopez.
Okay.
Bobby Portis was there. Bobby Portis is not there now.
Okay.
You also got who they had? Pat Connaughton, I think, was on that
Okay.
team. Yeah, he had a good solid roster of guys.
So we fast
and
forward.
he had Jeff Teague out there.
We fast forward 3 years, right? We fast forward. I can't believe Brandon Jennings. We fast forward 3 years, right, or 4 years, or however much it is, right? Now we're here. Dame is, and the blood clot is age. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like an old man. That sounds like something that would happen to an older guy. The blood clot thing is
it's
crazy.
like I think it's just people who's like really what's it called? It happens a lot with taller people.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
The blood clot thing, common basketball player stuff. Boom. Giannis,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, is used to carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. We don't need Dame. We don't need Doc in all reality. But hey,
Yeah, the Doc decision was crazy to me.
I mean,
and
like
they
World
suffer
Series,
no,
but
and they
I don't
suffer
know.
Talking
for
about
that.
Giannis like he LeBron. Like
Man.
LeBron.
Giannis low
I mean,
key.
prime Giannis was not LeBron, but he was
Giannis
the
is
closest
still.
thing to it
Giannis
at
still
that
is in his
time.
prime.
Yeah.
Let's remember that though. Giannis is still like. Y'all don't want to see the jump shot. If the jump shot ever get developed, Hamdulillah start
He been
praying.
hitting that hoe. He
Start
been hitting
praying.
that mid range this year.
Man, his mid range apparently this year is really good. Don't let the
He been hitting that
three.
mid range.
Don't let the three start getting into play, bro.
Oh, he ain't gonna get to that
That's
point.
they knock it.
That's
That's they knock
ridiculous.
on his game. He don't have a jumper. God forbid he just magically pick up a jumper in the playoff. I don't know. Anything can happen. It's the NBA playoffs. What you gonna do? Well, who gonna be able to guard him? That's what I'm saying. We don't really need Dame. Dame was really to take some pressure off of Giannis just being so goddamn on ball so much. I just think that's what it really was, bro. And it just hasn't worked out. I don't think in hindsight you probably shouldn't have traded or got rid of you shouldn't have got rid of your bench and then gave all that money to Dame. And now that y'all kind of don't have a bench, you're kind of looking at everybody like, what do we do? Oh, give it to Giannis. So if we're just gonna be on give it to Giannis time, screw it. I don't see why we even like. I love Dame, but like
It's not gonna take him far. I don't even think they would beat the Pacers with that
that's
type of
crazy.
mentality.
That is crazy. They can take the Pacers to at least 5. At least 5. At least 5.
5. So Pacers win 4-1.
Yeah, I was like, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, they
that's
take it
a
to
sweep.
at
That's
least 5.
gentleman's sweep, bro.
Yeah, like they get one more there. They take it to at least 5. Facts. They take it to at least 5. I don't think the
Terrible.
Bucks stand a chance in the playoffs,
Pacers
but
are a
it's
really good team. I actually got them over the Bucks,
it's
man.
not
Oh
it's not the
yeah.
fact that the Bucks are necessarily like the worst team. I don't believe in Doc as a coach. I've never been sold on Doc as a coach. Every time I have a chance to believe in Doc's ability as a coach, he shows me that
Oh,
bro
did you
should
see
have
what he said
retired
about him losing
3-4 years
3-1?
ago. No, he made a comment about that? No. Are you serious?
Bro, he was like, I kid you not. I swear to God, I thought it was NBA Centel when I seen it, bro. He was like, nobody gives me credit for winning them 3 games.
No one care
It's
about you winning 3 games, brother. You lost the series.
Go be a family man. It's
Bro,
time.
I kid you not. You can look up the quote yourself, bro. That is a real quote.
Hey, hey,
He was
hands.
like,
Hey,
nobody gives
hands
me
on the
credit for winning
playback.
the three
Please put
games.
the quote in here. I want to cry laughing. Please put the
Bro,
quote on the playback,
bro.
bro.
But
On my
that's why,
mother. What?
bro. I have a thing, bro. I have a mentality, right? I don't understand why organizations hire coaches who has a loser mentality.
Like, that is
If
crazy,
if
bro. If I was a GM and I seen that, you fired yesterday, bro. Like, you was out
like
of there.
it doesn't add up. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care if it's baseball, soccer, hockey. I don't care what it is. If bro have a track record of losing games or losing clutch moments, why hire him? I don't care if he make it to the playoffs. I'm trying to get rings. If you can't get me to a ring because you don't know how to when it matters, it's crazy work to me.
All right, so on to the next team. Well, next injury. Lamelo Ball is actually out for the rest of the season. Yeah, Lamelo Ball is actually out for the rest of the season. I think they're doing some surgery or something.
No
I'll have to
way.
let me
What?
fact check
Well,
that.
R.I.P. Charlotte.
So, I question is, what if you're Charlotte? What do you do with
Whew.
Lamelo Ball, or is it time to just reset that whole roster?
Uh, Charlotte, let's do a reset. You know why? We got the pieces to actually get one going and not be too far off from where we already at. Not gonna lie. What's the
That's
worst?
tough.
What's the worst that's
You
gonna
know
happen
what?
too?
You know an idea that just popped up in my head.
What?
Well, this is based off of what my homeboy JJ said yesterday. He wanted to say like, yeah, Lamelo and Zion teaming up on one team, and I was thinking, what team could get both Zion and Lamelo Ball? So I'm thinking, honestly, if the Bulls buckle down, I feel like they could actually make that happen.
Well, what assets, game?
That's
What
super
You'd
GMing.
have to
assets?
give up
Super
It's
everything,
not
GMing.
damn
happening.
near
It's
I would
not
say
everything.
super
happening.
GMing.
It's not
Yeah,
happening.
you would have to draft picks is going.
Where are the
Oof.
Hornets
Shoot.
Is
at
that
in
worth
the
it?
in ranking? Where are the Hornets at in ranking?
They like. I'm not gonna lie. I think they did
Dead
last.
last. Oh, we in the Cooper Flag.
No, they 14th. They
Okay.
above the
I was like,
Wizards.
we in the Cooper Flag
Mm.
sweepstakes, nigga? Man, shoot. I
Yeah,
said,
they in the
man,
sweepstakes,
I
low
would have
key.
I would have sent LaMelo. Hey, if we in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes and we trying to get a little jiggy, I ain't gonna lie, we might have to ship LaMelo. But
And think about it. You can actually make something work. Cause now
yes,
Kobe White, his trade value is high now. Josh Giddey is too.
I just
So
don't. Nah, I think the Bulls. No, the Bulls don't. I know these boys. I
man, if
know
they
these
was
boys.
ambitious, I'll
They
do it, bro.
not. They living off that 20-year, 30-year Jordan legacy. It's not gonna end. There's gonna be 100 years of Jordan.
Zion and Lamelo in
A
Chicago,
hundred
bro.
years
Come
of
on,
Jordan
man.
before them boys make a big franchise altering move like that. I'm telling you, it's gonna be 100. We're gonna do the 100th year of Michael Jordan and the Jordan before them boys ever, and I mean it, ever go make a blockbuster move or trade. They don't do it. They haven't done it. So nah, I wouldn't. I mean, Charlotte can low key do a lot. They have the pieces to get rid of Lamelo and still recoup a lot. Man, if I'm them,
Exactly, bro.
I'd be talking to a team in the West real grease like the Rockets, man. Or I even be talking to someone like Utah, like, hey boys, what y'all trying to do?
Imagine Lamelo going to Utah. That's disgusting. I'm
Exactly,
not
but
gonna lie.
but the assets we can get off of Utah though. Let's do some
Adam
plays.
Silver not letting that happen, bro. Adam Silver's not letting that happen, bro.
Like,
But
yeah, you tried it, big
Man,
I don't know where you send LaMelo.
LaMelo's already an overlooked star in the league. Nah, to send
He's
him to Utah is
overlooked
kind
not
of
because of
crazy.
him though. He's overlooked definitely because of the market he plays in.
He
Yeah,
plays in Charlotte.
exactly. So it's like you gonna send him to a worse market?
I mean, it would make sense if I'm Charlotte. Yeah, hell yeah. We can get crack chips off of them boys. For real. We can get Lori.
That's
We can get hella
crazy.
boy. We can get work off of them boys for real. For real though. We can get like 3 of their starting lineup. A couple picks for LaMelo. Hell yeah, they make that call. Yeah. But I don't know if Charlotte could still usually want to build this team around LaMelo for all I know. So I could just be talking hypo talk. So
Yeah, who knows though. But moving on to the next topic, with all the injuries and the roster shakeups, some teams are getting hot towards the end of the year, while others are starting to look towards the off season. So, first of all, is the Pacers. They've been playing really well. If you haven't seen lately, they put up 160 points
Hot Pace
against,
boys.
was it the Wizards, I believe? I don't remember, but it was like 160 to like 105 or something like that. So the Pacers have been playing pretty well. Do you think they could go far in the playoffs? Because they just came off of Eastern Conference Finals last year, so it's not like I wouldn't say to sleep on them.
I don't know what their injuries look like, but I know that the pace of basketball and the style of basketball they play is really fast and violent and up the floor, up down, up down, up down. I don't know if they have the health for that come playoff time. They made the ECF because like I don't think anybody had ever seen an offense that fast in a while, low key. So like they made the ECF off of that. They still pretty much running that same fast pace, like bang, 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 bang on offense kind of offense or that kind of scheme. So at least I think they can
They
make a
stayed
deep
fairly
run
healthy
last year. Yeah.
during the last year's
year's run. I don't know what
and their roster. I would say
it's
like
pretty
one thing
same.
is their roster is pretty deep. So if
Yeah.
like one player gets injured,
got-
it is really
they
like
got some help, too.
next man up type thing.
I wouldn't know where they would end up per se, but they can make a deep run. I think they better than the
Because I feel like
Cavs.
they're a threat to basically
Everyone but the
anybody
East.
in the East.
But the
I would
Celtics.
say besides the
Besides the
Celtics and
Celtics.
Cavs.
Nah, they can give the Cavs work. Nah. They can give the Cavs run. In 7 games, they can actually give the Cavs run. In 7 games.
You think so?
I think so. In 7 games, the Pacers can give them run. I'm not saying they can win, but they can give them run. They can give them run. They can give them hella run. They can give them hella run. I know
mean, the Cavs
got
have been
crazy
looking pretty
defense,
suspect lately.
and I
so
know the
I
Cavs
won't.
been kind of beasting and feasting on the glass, but I think they still give them crazy runs, though. I think so. But I think the Cavs...
Yeah, I feel like people looking at the Cavs kind of like, you know, the Hawks back then when
That's vicious.
with like Al Horford, Jeff Teague, and Kyle Korver and them.
Where they was like the
Remember
first
when
and
they
second
was like
team?
first in the East and LeBron was beating on them?
and wrecking them boys. What Jeff T said? He said, "I talked."
You know that clip
Yeah,
where he
he's
was
like,
like,
I
"That's too easy." I think that was against them.
Yeah, he said, "I talked to Bron." He's like, "I figured y'all out." He was like, "Huh?" He get back on the court, Bron cooking them niggas. Yeah, it's that one. Kill.
Yeah. So yeah, the Cleveland might be like in that situation.
I
Where they're
would,
the number 1 seed. They won a lot of games, but it's like
Cleveland is
people don't have that
Cleveland's
faith in
sweet,
them.
man. I don't know. They ain't move, bro. I think everybody that's in that top 5 in the East give them hella runs, man. Hella runs. The season definitely gonna give them hands. Easy. The Knicks give them hands. I think the Knicks are a little. I don't know, but I think in playoffs maybe it might be a little different. The only team I really don't think that can really go blow for blow with them, in all reality, is the Boston Celtics. Everybody else, the boys, the Pacers can go for go for sure.
I can see that. That's good. So, moving on to the next team, the Clippers have been playing pretty well. More specifically, Kawhi Leonard has been playing pretty well. So, if he stays healthy throughout this playoffs, do you think the Clippers can make a deep run with him and James Harden?
Anyway,
He said anyway.
Anyway,
I really
that's
gotta think
crazy.
about this. I'm not gonna lie.
anyway.
Because James Harden has had a pretty good year.
Yeah,
Kawhi Leonard has also had a good year, and Norman Powell he's averaging like 24. So
whoa.
they're having a good.
It's a
Swear.
tough one.
Norman
Because
Powell,
you
yeah,
first thought
Norman
he's
Powell-
slow, but they've been hooping. You know.
Norman Powell coming
is
off the bench, or
hooping this year.
he's starting? He's starting, right?
I think he starts now.
Okay. What in the hell? Norman Powell getting buckets? Oh no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
24?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
22, 3, and 2.
Wait, I might take that anyway back. Wait a second. I didn't know Norman Powell was going 24. That's actually
Yeah, man.
above my knowledge.
The
I didn't
Clippers are
know that.
kind of
I didn't know
nice,
that.
man.
Okay. Well, I think it's still going to be a first round exit, but it'll be an exciting first round exit if they can keep a healthy, quiet Jameez. Hell yeah, be it fine.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'll tell you right
Yeah,
now,
it's
they
probably first
are
round exit.
6th. Their matchup is, if the playoff started today, would be the Nuggets. So yeah,
Yeah, first round exit.
It's a
Yeah.
we gonna go out in a blaze of glory though. You know,
it might be 6. It might be 6
like we
games.
gonna go out in
It
a
might be
5
6
and 6, you know
games.
what I'm saying? We may push them boys to 7, 8. We may get a little jiggy, but I think them boys should rebuild though.
But I mean, it depends. If they drop to 7th, they play the Rockets, and then it's like now it kind of gets a little scary. I don't know.
I think y'all don't
It's
believe in the
James
I
Harden,
believe in Ime a
Kawhi.
lot, dog. I think Ime on his redemption tour trying to shake them
But
narratives,
we talking about
man.
James Harden playing against Houston, his former team.
I don't care,
Come
bro.
on, man.
That don't move me enough. I don't even think James is gonna be that moved. He's gonna do James and get buckets. He's gonna do James and get buckets. I think the team is just so young, but again, I think Ime is such a good coach. He makes up for it. I'm not gonna lie. That Celtics team was pretty much Ime's team for the most part. Like they added like maybe 2 or 3 pieces after Ime left, and then they won a chip. So like Ime in Houston, pretty much with a lot less than what he had in Boston, and showed me, oh, it was never the team. It's you, bro. You're a good coach. You can get them boys the way they need to be, and you maximize your players' skills. That's all about what coaching is. So no, I don't think the Clippers are just gonna run through Houston, or now it becomes interesting. I still think it's a first round exit, brother. And I'm not gonna lie. If I'm the Clippers, hey Kawhi, brother, thank you for your service in LA. As long as you don't join the Lakers, you're gone. I'm not gonna lie. As long as you don't go join LeBron and them,
Where is he
you're
gonna
gone.
go? I don't see a destination for Kawhi.
I think he
though.
might. I can see Kawhi retiring, but I think Kawhi still hoop for another year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, I think he just going. I feel like he might just retire. at
Clipper, yeah, he's from Cali anyway, so it would make sense. But if I'm the Clippers, I would have been like, "Hey, James, these last 3 years, 4 years we got out you, buddy. We about to build a team around you, a serious one. Talking about how you was back in Houston. Actually, believe it or not, we're gonna give you a legit point guard. We're gonna give you a legit forward. We're gonna give you a legit pieces and tell you to work. And now that I know Norman putting up 24. You got yourself a legit forward. We just got to get you the bigs to double back on the spizzy. Nah, we cool. I don't know.
I feel like Big Zoo nice though.
Big Zoo's up. Okay. He's a good defensive presence. I don't really know much about his game on offense to really speak on it though.
He's been hooping off of because James Harden loves setting up the lob, so he's been solid.
If he's just a lob threat, that's cool. I think he's a good defender. So yeah, but the Clippers are in a very great stadium, great owner. That's about all I can say though. They kind of like no man's land. That's a very scary place to be in as a franchise. You're good enough to compete, but you're never gonna.
But you don't know how far
you're never gonna know how far you can go because you don't really have the team to contend. Like hypothetically, let's just say they get through the first round. They gotta run into any other team that's gonna be in the second round, bro. Think about it though. Think about all the teams that's most likely gonna be in the second round. They don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. They can't. They can't ball with them.
Yeah.
They can't ball with them.
That's true. Speaking of teams that's in no man's land, the Kings.
Oh, that's worse. They worse
now,
than the Clippers.
You said there's no team worse than no man's land than Clippers.
No. I'm saying they in a worse no man's land than the Clippers. They in like purgatory. They I don't know what they doing, bro. I don't know what they doing.
Yeah, because Mike Brown got fired. They picked up Zach LaVine, so they basically became the Bulls of the West. And then you got Sabonis having some trade rumors. So, do you think there's any like destinations Sabonis could go
Lakers,
to?
Lakers. If I'm the Lake Show,
Lakers.
If I'm the Lake Show, if I'm the Lakers,
that would be nasty.
Man, if I'm the Lakers, you train Sabonis, huh?
Sabonis and Luka would be nasty too. Oh,
what do you want, boss? What? You know Pelinka finesser too. We gon' man. That's if it's really looking how it's looking for the Kings for real though, dude. I I don't even know why they made the Zach LaVine trade just to fire
But
Mike Brown.
they wouldn't trade him to a
No, they
conference
wouldn't.
opponent
Of
or
course,
division
I'm
opponent.
saying if Palinka can do Palinka, you know what I'm saying? Though I'm not saying it's a logical trade for the Kings. I'm saying if Palinka can be the finesser that he's shown me he is. That's all I'm saying. If y'all trying to trade
I
some
feel
bonus,
it.
I might have a player or two for you. You know what I'm saying? I might if I'm Palinka, I might have a couple works in the you know what I mean in the works. So, but the Kings are in a tizzy, bro. I don't know what they're gonna do in the next year and a half. Talk about 2 years, bro. For real.
I don't know. You got rid of your franchise guy and De'Aaron Fox, so it's
After
about
you
time to
had
hit that
told
reset
after
button. But
you
why
had
did
told the
like
fans
if you was
too
trying
you
to
were gonna
reset,
keep
why
him.
would you grab DeMar DeRozan and
And
Zach
Zach
LaVine? It
Levine.
just
For what? And then fire the coach. Them boys is I
They
feel
don't
for
know what
them
they're
though.
doing. That's how it is.
But
We don't know what we're doing.
yeah,
that's
they
been the
don't know what
Kings.
they're
That's
doing.
been the Kings for God knows how long. I feel for them boys though. It's
Sound like the
gonna be
Browns.
it's the Browns of the NBA. It's crazy. Them boys are in serious purgatory though. And it's bad. It's bad. And you know, all the success they went through those last 2 years, right? Building that culture, to see ownership tear it down like this, I know Kings fans is like, yup, we just never gonna win. It's over. We never gonna see glory. I know Kings fans are done. It's cool. Like that's why you don't see no Kings fans in uproar. They content with the sadness. They done been through it before. They understand that ownership probably trying to get them to Vegas. Like they don't like they don't care. the Phoenix like the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings have the two funniest fan bases because they go through so much trauma. But I feel like because of all the things they franchises have been through, they fans would be like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
Mm-hmm.
get
what
them
happened to the
next year.
Lakers in the early
Like for
2000s.
real though, bro. I don't know, man. The Kings are in a really, really, really dark situation, low key, and they don't know it yet. But it's bad. It's really bad.
Shout out to Sacramento,
It's
man.
really
Yeah.
bad, man.
Shout out to
Shout out to the Sac
Sacramento.
too. Sacramento, I hear, is a really beautiful city, but they don't care about basketball over there apparently.
They don't hoop
Yeah.
for real. That's all it
So
is. They don't hoop for real.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well,
so
someone
for
gonna be
the
in the
next
comments talking shit to me.
topic, we're gonna have some more Bronson. It looks like back to LeBron. Looks like
Bronson
this time it's
really.
gonna be outside of basketball. He announced the second season of his podcast that he originally had did with JJ Redick, and this time he's gonna do it with Steve Nash, being his co-star.
Oh, cool.
Have y'all guys tuned into the podcast with him and JJ
The
Redick?
barbershop joint.
No, it's called Mind the Game. It's with him and JJ Redick. They kind of break
Is it
down.
on YouTube?
They break down the X's and O's of like
No,
basketball a little bit
I ain't
more.
know. I just knew about the barbershop one he was doing, but I
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. That's
It's
called
on
something
YouTube.
else. I
It's free
forgot what it's
content.
called.
It's free Bronson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
Free
it was some
Bronson
good.
is
It was a good pod
crazy,
too.
Free
right?
Bronson? Yeah, shit. If it's free
It,
Bronson,
Free
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie
it
to
Bronson
was
you.
is
the.
I
crazy.
thought you were
I'm
talking
here
about the
for the
barbershop.
content for
I
sure.
actually did not know. I knew him and JJ had something going, but I thought that was barbershop whole time. I thought that was like a barbershop segment. I didn't
Nah,
know that
it's
was
their
their
own
own
thing.
show. I really thought that was like a
yeah.
barbershop segment. Like they just do their own thing called X's and
Nah, you
O's.
tap in, you learn a lot of
Oh,
actual
that's
like
tough.
X's and O's
And getting
of
Steve
like hoops and
Nash,
stuff.
you know, one of the greatest
Yeah, he got
PGs
Steve Nash
of
now
the
for season 2.
2000s.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard one.
Let me
Hell yeah,
tap
I
in and
like that.
I'm
I
gonna tap
like
in.
that.
Yeah,
I
like here
like
it
that.
says, you guys think there's any other players or coaches you love to see sit with LeBron, and I feel like Steve Nash was actually like the
Steve
perfect
Nash is
one.
the
I'm gonna be
perfect one.
honest with
Actually,
you.
I
Mm-hmm.
say
Yeah.
Steve Nash, and this might sound crazy to y'all, but I would love to see him talk to like KG, Paul Pierce. I want to see him talk to them boys,
I want to see him
man.
talk to
I would
pops.
love that, and just talk ball
That'd
with
be
him.
tough
Yeah,
because that was. I feel like that would be something he'd have to do once he
maybe,
retired.
yeah, maybe, probably something he's
Yeah.
not doing when he's playing, but that's probably
Because it's
what
like
I'll
where he
tune
can be
into.
like more. I feel like them podcasts is like where he can be more
Unfiltered,
unfiltered
a little bit
and
more
shit like
open,
that.
give more insight to like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
swag,
yeah.
give a little bit more insight to what makes
Yeah,
Braun
like that
Braun.
Pat McAfee interview. I feel like that's like a preview of like what
Hmm.
he gonna be on like when he retire. So I feel like once he retire, he kind of has
Hyperbolic
to.
LeBron. Yeah, I need that. Yup.
Hyperbolic
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna
LeBron.
be tough. And to round out basketball, we have March Madness finally going. We getting into the Elite Eight.
Who?
Mike, I know you have some words.
Let me
Tell me
tap
about
in.
your
Let me
bracket,
tap in.
man.
Let me tap in real quick, y'all. Cause y'all, I'm
Yeah,
locked in. You feel
Yo,
me?
you locked in for real?
yeah,
Yeah, bro. So,
bro.
for my bracket in March Madness, right? I got the Florida Gators winning it all. But to be fair, I feel like my bracket not gonna be 100% right. Obviously, not already. It will be under 90%. I feel like because the Elite Eight, when it comes to making brackets, I feel like making it to the Sweet 16 is the easy part. Most of the teams you expect them to win the games. Every couple of years, you get a couple like mishaps when like a number 1 seed gets blown
Like
out
upset.
or get beat. But typically, to the Sweet 16 is pretty easy. Once you get to the Elite Eight, that's when things get scary because that when you don't know whether your team will come out and play that day.
Yeah.
So right now, I was telling one of my coworkers this, but I'm scared about Duke. Cause I had Duke making it all the way to the championship game, but the way Alabama been playing has been
they've been
on the tear for the past
Is Auburn
last
in
3
the Elite
games.
Eight?
Auburn,
Is there any Elite Eight?
yes.
Ooh, yeah.
all my Sweet 16 teams picks were correct. So Auburn made it. Florida,
SEC work.
oh yeah, Alabama. Who else team?
Houston in there.
Houston in there, Tennessee.
Word. Yeah,
Houston and Texas Tech is in there.
I heard Houston this year been cold though. Houston basketball cold this year.
Florida finna play Tech this today.
And,
really? Florida
I got
plays
Florida
Tech?
winning. And I got Florida winning. So for y'all, for the viewers, my bracket's at 99.6% correct right now.
Damn, that's a bad thing. Is it supposed to be March Madness? Where's the madness? 96% right.
No, so when I first,
There was that one team, that McNeese team that won that one game.
yeah,
They
McNeese
upset,
screwed me over because I didn't have them beating Clemson.
Yeah.
Louisville, and then I forgot
came in to start the party.
I missed 3 games out of all of them.
Okay.
But I mean, it's madness. Trust me, because a lot of these games that I got correct were like last second points. Like the Tech game,
Yeah.
I went to sleep on that game. Cause I watched it the 4th quarter. They were down by like 12, and I was like, all right, this game's over. I don't see Tech coming back. The dude brought that boy to overtime and came in clutch.
Yeah. Even the Houston game, they won off a last second shot against Purdue.
I think this Elite Eight, what we need to see is these high scoring games. You're gonna see like, I ain't gonna lie, Alabama put a 110 on I forgot the team to play against. Oh, BYU was crazy work because they shot lights out.
Didn't they set the record for like threes or something that game, right?
Yeah.
But the Alabama team raw. That Alabama and Auburn team.
But they were
like,
hot. They were hot.
Yeah,
that's
them
the
boys
thing.
cold though.
That's the thing about
Them boys is really nice.
March Madness, where you gotta be hot at the right moments. See, they're hot last week, but they, to be honest, they didn't need to be hot against BYU. They could play regular basketball and would have beat BYU
And would have still won. So like you kind of like fear that next game they might not be.
They're not gonna come out as litty.
Okay.
Because
I get it now.
But that's how college basketball is. It's very much streaky basketball. You're hot one day, and the next game you can't hit nothing. Because that what happened with Tech. Tech was streaky throughout the majority of the March Madness, but came and played against and they were struggling. They couldn't hit nothing. Like beginning of that game, they looked horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. The first half was horrible. Them boy was bricking. So that's the thing about college basketball. That what makes March Madness, because everybody in college are streaky shooters. There's no such thing as
it's all about momentum.
Yes. Then
it's all about momentum because it's not like the NBA where it's like you actually have a consistent base as to like what you can expect out of somebody. It's just like college is like you just got people hooping, and then it's like when you're on, and when you're not, it's kind of like it's looking bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like the best teams are able to win when they're not hot.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think a lot of these teams who make it to the NCAA, a lot of these dudes, they got one or two players who are like 30-point average players, and if they don't put up 30 points that game, they're not winning. Like there's no, like that's why I say Duke looks so good to me this year, because when Flag got hurt during their conference bracket play, Flag got hurt and Duke still looked good.
They
had another freshman who looked just as good as him only thing different that he don't have a shot. That's the only difference. But he is more aggressive on the defensive end than Flag was.
Oh,
It's
that's
a good
tough.
game.
That's
It's a good
tough. You
game.
know, Duke always stay deep, man.
You know what's
Duke
crazy?
always
I
stay
was
deep.
gonna
So
say
your pick is for winning it all is
Yes,
Florida.
I got
really.
them playing against Duke in the championship game.
You know who my pick
Ooh,
is,
big
bro?
Gators,
My
man.
pick, and this is gonna be so casual. I've only watched one basketball game this whole year, college basketball, and it was the Iron Bowl. Technically, it's the Iron Bowl in football, but it's the Iron Bowl, whatever. Anything, Auburn, Bama, Iron Bowl. Just call it what it is, bro. I'm talking about. That may have been some of the best college hoops I've seen. Like, not only was it the Iron Bowl, so you know everybody beefing hard, like in the stadium jumping. But Auburn and Alabama were going blow for blow, back to back. And I know Auburn lost, but I'm not going to lie. They look so sweet, and they got a big man that I think is running for National Player of the Year right now with Cooper Flag. Hard. Really, really solid big, bro. I don't know his name off the top. Hez may have to get me on that, but he's nice. I really want Auburn to go make that title run, bro. I'm not going to hold you. I think that roster is just so well constructed. Apparently, them boys were a couple of transfers away a couple of years ago and missed out. They got some transfers in, and now they're realizing their full potential. It's cool to see young guys like buy in at that level. Again, that's the only basketball game I watched this year, so this is coming from a very not close, but I do think just from my little eye test, I like Auburn. I know Duke and Cooper Flag got the motion. I just was speaking on Bama. Them Bama boys, all they do is shoot. I'm not gonna lie. It don't matter if it's a floater, a turnaround, a hezzy step back. It don't matter if they coming from the left, the right, the middle. They could be sending someone from the back end to do cutback work. They just shoot. They are pure shooters. They just gotta have a little rhythm and they own it. So I'm saying that to say, and Alabama beat that Auburn team, by the way. When a last second buzzer beater type of win too. I still got Auburn going to the Natty and winning it all against Duke, ironically enough. So yeah.
It's funny you say that about Alabama and Auburn, because that is obviously a possibility of the championship game, because they won't be able to see each other.
That would be so tough.
Until
Iron Bowl rematch would be tough. I'd actually tune in. An Iron Bowl rematch would be tough, because the first game was amazing. The first game was like, holy moly, these boys know what's on the line. Like, them boys are playing in that first Iron Bowl game. Like, yeah, y'all can't. If y'all go home today, y'all go get death threats. That's how they was hooping. I'm not even lying to you. They was hooping like they hair was on fire. Like, for real. So, I'm excited to see. And now that I think Final Four, I'm going to start tuning in a little bit more. That's usually how I do it every March, man. It's too many games to watch.
Final Four will be next week.
Yeah, next week. I think I'm going to start tuning in next week.
Yeah, we're getting close. Elite 8 is this weekend, I think.
So they did Sweet 16 Thursday and Friday, and then the Elite 8 will be today and tomorrow. So today will be Duke and Alabama, and Florida and Texas Tech.
Who's Michigan State playing?
They play against Auburn. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
And Houston playing Tennessee tomorrow.
So,
hey,
I think
man,
Houston can beat
some
Tennessee.
hoops.
Yeah, I was about to say, I low-key got my chips on Houston, man.
You got your chips on Houston going all the way to the title.
Houston got to get through Duke. That's the thing is. Houston got to go through Duke.
Hey, that's going to be tough, bro.
And Cooper Flag, dog.
Hey, man, I'm just betting on that being the one-game Duke lack, bro.
Hey.
Excuse me.
Because,
they're not like Kentucky. They ain't going to do that.
So my picks for this week or today will be Florida and Duke. But I'm scared for Duke. I'm not really scared about Texas Tech. Florida look way too dominant, even though, I think they play Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday, when they play against Maryland, they look kind of sluggish. Mm-hmm. But in the second half, they blew them out the water. No one's had them by 20. So I'm not, let's say, too worried. I just feel like Texas Tech, that last game for Texas Tech was hard. That was a hard fought and that plays into you only get a day off.
Correct.
You only get a day off.
And then we back to tournament play.
Back to tournament play. So
facts.
That long game, the wear and tear on these players, I feel that will affect them. This game, but we'll see if they come out and they hitting, hey, ball up top. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I think the two for all my bracket people, the game you should be worried about, I feel like the Duke and Alabama game and the Auburn and Michigan State game. Those are the two
That's-
games y'all should be looking out for. I feel
I'm
like
tuning in for that one. Tuning in
the
for that one.
Houston and Tennessee game, I feel like Houston should come out on top. Florida
School next
Tech,
week,
I
you
feel
heard that?
like Florida should come out on top. Just the teams are scoring wise, these teams are more consistent than the other team. So that's and honestly, if you in college hoops, everybody play decent defense, but a consistent team that can score a lot is scary. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I say Alabama is
That's
scary.
why Alabama, yeah, 'cause them boys just pull up and drop. Ooh, on you. I'm not gonna lie, them Bama boys is crazy. They like the type of boys. I'm not all 5 of them too. The type of boys to run floor and just pull for no reason, smash.
Yep.
That Bama
crazy.
team got snipers, like relentless shooting. I'd be surprised them boys' arms and wrists don't get tired how much they be shooting, bro. For real. For real.
I want to touch on the women's side real quick.
Yeah.
Cause,
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and tap that in. I got a bracket for that too.
Damn,
we got
Mike
your bracket.
Mike
How
got
your
the
bracket
whole
look like from
sets,
women's
man.
side? I was gonna touch on the fact that Juju tore her ACL.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Get well soon.
Yeah,
Brandon.
she
Oh
tore her
my God.
ACL,
Dog,
man.
no,
That's a big
no.
L. I'm gonna be honest with you. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
she
a-
out for the rest of the tournament.
They don't even know how big of an L that is, bro. We don't even understand how big of an L that is, bro. She was
Crazy
the next
L.
one up.
hoping she come back 100%
Facts.
next year.
Thankfully,
Man.
it's not the 80s, it's not the 90s, it's not even the early 2000s. ACL injury,
Yeah,
like 3 months.
she can recover
6
for that
months,
and
3
still have a
months
great
rehab for
career.
an athlete, like for real. So it ain't about nothing. I think she should be
So,
all right, but
She
it's
kind
the
of messed up my
fear.
bracket. I ain't gonna lie, but it's okay.
Damn, no.
She messed up the bracket. I'm already
Yeah.
knowing. I'm already knowing so many brackets is busted off that
Yeah.
move.
But right now, my bracket for the women's at 92.9%.
That's still really good.
Yep.
Who
So
you got today? Tennessee or Texas, bro?
Tennessee and Texas. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me see.
women's. And then how you feel about that LSU
I got
team?
Texas. I got Texas.
Okay. How you feel about that LSU team? Because I know UCLA kind of OD. I'm not gonna lie. I know UCLA.
So I
kinda
watched the
up there.
game. I watched the LSU game yesterday. What I noticed was what LSU is LSU their guard play is going to have to carry them this whole NCAA tournament because they're big men. I guess they were spoiled by what's her name? I just forgot her name. Angela Reese. They got spoiled by her. They could because last year and the year before that, they were able to just pull up shots because Angela Reese was rebound magnet. She was towering over everybody. She had a crazy wingspan, so she was just catching everything. Well, they still have a tall center this year, but she's not Angela Reese. to be put out, she's not Angela Reese.
That's
I
gonna
get
be
that.
hard
I
to
get
beat that.
It's gonna be tough to replace
Who
that.
you
for
got
sure.
in the women's finals? My bad,
Who
Mike.
you got between my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask who you got in the finals then. In the women's, who you got going to the finals?
I got South Carolina and LSU.
Whoa. South Carolina makes sense. That makes sense. South Carolina.
Now LSU, I picked LSU.
I was gonna ask you about UConn.
That's all I'm like,
I was gonna ask you about
UConn. Like that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, yeah.
So
I was gonna say UConn and them boys.
the
them
problem is
girls.
with UConn, right? UConn looked really good this year.
Swag
I
that.
just don't trust them. I just don't trust them.
Who's old girl? They who's that they little superstar, the white girl, cold as hell, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
they have a solid squad this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just the fact that the past two.
you talking about Paige?
Yeah, Paige. Thank you,
Paige.
boy. Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Came
bro.
from
Feature Dallas
she's
Queen.
raw. She's
Feature
raw as
Dallas
hell.
Queen
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, she just declared for the draft.
She just
yeah,
came
yeah,
from
yeah,
LSU.
she top.
She knows she
Shout
came
out
from
to
She's gonna
LSU,
be a top
right?
3 pick. She's gonna be a top 3 pick.
Feature Dallas Wing for sure.
Shout out to Dallas. Dallas got the first pick. They
Yeah,
gonna,
she
might as well go ahead and get
she
her.
might be the number 1. She's gonna be top 3 for sure, no doubt. They ain't let her
But
get off top 3.
as far as today's games,
South Carolina, LSU. Wow, is that biased to LSU? I think that's
yeah, it is
biased.
biased to
bro.
LSU. I ain't gonna
Like,
sit here and cap.
LSU? What? I ain't never heard that
'Cause-
one.
Hey,
Tough.
at least
At
you
least
keep
it's
it
real.
real.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
I'm
it,
like,
bro. At least you kept it
LSU.
real.
Because to be fair, we can make it. We just gotta beat UCLA,
Mm.
and then we beat UCLA, and then we probably have to play.
Shoot, either
Kansas
that
or
USC
UConn.
team, yeah.
We have to play
either
Kansas or
USC
UConn.
team or, you think Kansas is gonna be better than USC?
Yeah, without Juju, I don't see
Damn.
USC winning that game.
That's tough. Damn.
She a pillar. She is the
She
pillar
is a
of that
pillar.
team.
Yeah, facts. That's true. Damn.
So
And the
now,
way she got injured too was just so you kind of knew. And she was holding the knee, crying out. Man, that shit sad,
Man,
bro.
yeah, it's tough to
Really,
watch.
bro,
It's tough
for
to
real.
watch, for
And
sure.
she was the one, bro. I'm telling you.
the one game
Elite
I'm worried
hooper.
about is the Notre Dame versus TCU, because Notre Dame is the team that could. It's like the sneaker pick. It's the team who can sneak by and steal a game. They're the wild card for the women's right now,
For the women's right now.
because people I
Yeah.
know I talked to some people, they think Notre Dame can beat Texas this year. They think they're
Texas
gonna win
women's?
against TCU,
Yeah.
and then when they play against Texas, the following week, they think that
Wow.
Notre Dame can
Crazy
beat
takes.
that Texas team.
Crazy.
So
Ain't Texas? Ain't
That's
that
crazy.
women's Texas team like the number one in the nation?
I mean they're a number one seed. They're like
Okay.
they're 4 number one seeds in March
in
Madness.
the bracket. Okay.
Yeah, so it's for each region.
Yeah, I
so the
think
North.
Texas and
Oh wow, I'm looking at you're
Texas,
right. Yeah, TCU is number 2 in the region.
USC. I think those are the 1 seeds that are left,
Correct.
right?
You're right.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
But I think all the one
But
seeds.
yeah, it should be
all the
interesting
one
going
seeds
into
still
the Swix. Yeah. Oh,
in. Yeah,
of
all the
them?
one seeds for women's are still in.
Okay.
Unless USC lose today. And if they lose today, then that'd be the first 1 seed is out.
He think LSU gonna beat
Okay.
UCLA.
Hey, bro, I don't think they could beat UCLA. I just being a fan.
She just hope so.
I just being a fan. That's all I was.
Fair play.
Nah, I feel
Fair
it. I
play.
feel it. But nah, thanks for the insight on the March
Real
Madness
still.
tip, man. The Sweet 16 Elite 8, that's going to go hard. But now, we can move into football. We're in the offseason now. Free agency has been going crazy. Little list of trades. We got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are on the Giants.
Make it make sense,
Stephon
guys.
Diggs to the Patriots.
Make it
Browns
make
extend
sense.
Myles Garrett. And then we have Devontae Adams to the Rams. Justin Fields is on the Jets now. Cooper Kupp went to Seattle. And Aaron Rodgers still is not without a team.
You know, Hayes gonna be like, how can you sign a man that don't even like his family? Which is like, and expect him to lead your team, and expect him to lead your team. I said, oh my gosh, bruh. Hey, cold game, huh? That's the NFL for you, bruh. Real
Man.
spill.
Okay.
Shoot.
Can I take the Giants first?
No, before you
Yeah,
can
go
I
ahead,
say the
man.
Giants?
Go ahead.
Let me say the Giants.
Okay,
This has to be the greatest tank for Arch Manning work I've ever seen. Why in
I wouldn't
Target?
say that.
Why would we get Jameis? Like everyone like, oh my god, we got Jameis. Like neighbors like, oh my god, we got Jameis. Everybody like Jameis. And then these boys are like, guess what? We got Russell too.
I mean, Russell gonna win them some games. Russell's gonna win us some games. That's not a good tank
7
job.
games? Like
That's not a good
bro.
tank job.
But
Okay.
I think I know what the tank is though. That Arch work. We gonna give neighbors 2,000 this year receiving because we just seen Jabari. We just seen Jamar do. Almost 2,000 on them boys. So we gonna give Chase 2,000 on everything. Catches, receptions, targets don't matter. Malik Neighbors gonna get all the touches. And that's what I was expecting we gonna tank, but I guess we want to win games. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
They just want to be mediocre for some reason. But I mean, Russell's the best QB play they've had in a
Defense
minute.
won't
So
allow them to be mediocre.
I'm about to say
sadly.
that-
And neither would Dabo.
like Russ gives them a better shot than any QB has since Eli.
That's why their tank don't make sense because that defense gives them a chance to actually win games. And Dabo's a good coach, so like, why would you bring in Russell Wilson? Like, I just don't get it.
And if the Cowboys get rid of Dak, this is going to be a young QB division. Russ is old. Russ is dirt. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. But, I mean, I know the Giants are happy because they haven't had QB play like this in forever. Even though it's not the
Nasty.
best, but it's still better than
The
what
best
they've
since
had.
Eli. Sheesh. What you gonna
Daniel
do,
Jones has been playing bad for the past 3 years, so
Yeah.
Anything.
it is
Anything.
Like
Anything
it's an
can be
improvement. And it's an improvement.
true.
I don't know why, but it's an improvement.
It feels like a lateral move in all reality, but hey.
Yeah.
But-
Improve with Daniel. Hey,
I feel like I hope they don't start I hope they start Jameis because I feel like Jameis is just a wild card.
Yes, please. Like I'm
James
praying
is
they
just
do
a
not.
wild
Neighbors gonna be
card.
like, what the hell is this? I'm getting bombs. It's going to the defender and me. Like, it was just getting nothing but bombs.
Go make a play, boy. Yeah, that's why we drafted you.
Jump ball, run into the ball. It's gonna be bombs though. It's gonna
Neighbors
be
gonna
bombs.
love
After
Jameis.
that, yeah.
Neighbors
Because you know
gonna love
James gonna
Jameis.
get you that rock.
Hey,
Facts.
it's a neighbor down there somewhere. He gonna toss it to him.
Man, first of all, Jameis Winston, high class. That's why I don't understand why you bring in Russ. We could have did everything Russ would have did with Jameis. I just don't get it.
Cause to be fair,
really don't get it.
when Jameis was with the Saints, he didn't play bad. For
Sure.
the Saints' point, it was just bad scheming. I ain't gonna lie.
Scheming, facts.
Scheming was so terrible. The past 3 years as a Saints fan, watching my offense just go into shambles.
Drew Brees, Sean Payton. I told y'all boys for the long. I've been telling you this since almost day one. I told Sean Payton and Drew Brees is y'all like lineage, aura, the city. Y'all might as well. That's y'all president, vice president. Like without them boys, y'all are nothing. And I was right.
Bro,
and it's crazy, but it's true.
So in these mock drafts, they have us picking up a running back. I'm like, bruh. So okay, see, we talk about my team, right? Let me tell you about my team. What I don't hate. What I mean by what I said earlier about coaches and hiring coaches that lose, right? Dennis Allen has a track record, right? His playoff record is 1 for like 4. Derek Carr playoff record is 1 for 5. We picked up 2 dudes who literally are known for losing in the playoffs. Derek Carr only had 3 winning seasons. Dennis Allen, track record as a head coach, is under 500. Yet you make these dudes the head coach and your franchise quarterback.
Mox is saying you're gonna go running back.
Like, what sense does that make as a GM?
This shit killing me.
As a GM, what makes sense about that? That don't make sense at all to me. And with the Cowboys, right? The whole thing about trading, I'm gonna call him Derek Carr, Dak Prescott. I don't feel like they should trade him. I don't feel like it's the right move to me personally. Trade, I don't feel like, because you're not gonna get a lot of trade value from him. And unless someone dumb enough to pick him up for a lot of stuff.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You know Dak is a top 10 guy. Don't do that.
But I ain't throwing the bus at him.
The Cleveland Browns would give up their next 3 children of the ownership for Dak Prescott. I can almost bet you. Don't say that.
That is crazy.
Cleveland would sell their soul to get someone like Dak at quarterback. For real.
I'm not surprised by that take because first of all, we're talking about the Browns here.
There's 12.
I mean, yeah.
The Browns
they need work.
Yeah,
You know what's funny though? I actually think if the Browns are smart, if they want to continue doing what the Browns do, go pay Aaron all that money he won't. Go make him your quarterback. If the Browns like this to talk
they
about
the type
that,
of team to pick him up too.
They be the type of team that they do all of that with Aaron. They like you hate your family, we need that. You don't want to go to workouts, it's fine. They do all of that for anything to give them any hope of winning. That's what I would do if I'm the Browns. Like,
And
Browns
it's
need to
crazy.
give Aaron that call.
It's crazy because the Browns had a chance with Baker Mayfield. If they would have put the pieces around him,
Hey, OBJ and Jarvis Landry, I guess, wasn't enough, man. I don't know.
you
Crazy.
got a Jarvis Landry that was on the back end of
The
his career.
decline, yeah, that's true.
then,
Slightly. A battered, mentally not there, fresh off the
OBJ.
boat trip, OBJ.
Yeah, like
fresh off that boat trip, OBJ.
like after you gave me Jarvis Landry and Victor Cruz, I'm probably more happier than.
Damn, that's cold. Don't do that. Don't do that, OBJ. OBJ was
Bro.
special. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Bro,
OBJ. He was
it's
special.
just
Don't do that.
because,
Don't do that.
bro, OBJ
was
had
special.
the right people, bro. But Bakerfield was not the quarterback for.
OBJ.
OBJ.
Low-key. You know
Like-
what's funny? Matthew Stafford is the kind of quarterback he needed, and that's who you want to ring with. Yes. Funny how the world works. Funny how the world works. It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, y'all. Do y'all have any thoughts on the draft prospects or any scenarios going on in the,
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
want to
one
do no
thing.
hypo. I know no more draft hypo talk. I'm ready to see this
No,
go.
I got one to say to my team specifically. All right, I
Don't
hope,
draft
I
a
hope,
Okay,
running back
okay.
first round.
uh,
Message
New
to the Saints
Orleans,
right here.
New Orleans Saints, I'm telling you straight to you, front office. I swear to God, in the first round, if you draft a fucking running back, in the first round, we don't have to draft one in the first round. I didn't say we don't need to draft one, we do, but in the first round, if you draft a running back, I better believe I'll be at your front office
Yeah, picket signs too, boy.
with a picket sign to tell y'all
Yeah,
how dumb y'all are.
yeah,
Because
facts.
to be fair,
Steph, Mike, you,
man, look, we need a running back, right? But we don't need Jeanty.
I don't.
We don't need Jeanty. Because
Jeanty don't
that's the
give
thing
y'all
I
4
don't
wins.
understand. Huh?
Jeanty don't even give y'all 4 wins. Like y'all don't. Y'all already are probably not getting 4 wins this year. I'm not gonna lie. Jeanty
It's-
don't give y'all 4.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, picking up Jeanty is. Well, we can pick up another power back that's not
Yeah,
Jeanty.
especially in this draft. Facts.
Yes, like
Facts.
there's a couple other good power backs that we could pick up later in the draft. We don't need to pick up Jeanty. Get somebody else. Let's go pick up, I don't know, a quarterback
Jenkins,
maybe.
man, screw
Or
it.
I ain't gonna lie, Jackson Dart. I just want Jackson Dart. If we get
You know
Jackson
ball.
Dart, I'll be happy. Because a lot of people are sleeping on him. A lot of people are sleeping on him.
QB1.
Look, a lot of people are sleeping on him. You know what's crazy? You look at a lot of these mock draft boards. They got him sitting low. They have him sitting low in the draft.
They don't know ball.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Jackson Dart, bro, it's a specimen. Watching him
Nice.
at Ole Miss was a specimen.
Nice.
So I
High
say
on, bro.
we steal Jackson Dart from a couple people's boards. You know, offensive line is straight for the most part. We pick up maybe another guard or tackle in the second round.
Can't stay
And
healthy,
then
yeah.
defense, I ain't really worried too much. Might go pick up another edge rusher because
You're not
Kim's
worried
running on the way
about
out.
terrible defense?
Huh?
You're not worried about that terrible defense?
Brother, we had terrible defense because we couldn't put up points.
Oh, well. No, y'all, I guess.
Yes.
Y'all defense still isn't good. Even if y'all could put up the points, y'all defense wouldn't have been good.
Brother, look, I always say this. Any team that has a bad defense, look at what the offense put up. If the offense ain't putting up points, half the time it's not because of the defense. It's because the defense is tired. Defensive player wasn't meant to play long games.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying.
Defensive player wasn't meant to be on the field, you know,
More than 5 minutes, honestly.
For that
Yeah,
long.
Imagine
facts.
as a defensive player, you get 120 snaps.
Oh yeah,
A game, yeah,
with
with Derek Carr has, yeah. A game, all
game.
starters, and that's not including your backup having to come in for you. Yeah.
Like,
facts,
bro, that's a lot of snaps. Because it's not like on offense, right? On offense, you're prepared to do, you know, a crap ton of snaps. Because, you know, you never know, you know, it might be a long drive, it might be a short drive. Defense, the goal is to have short drives every time.
Then I'm off the field, baby.
So, anything, you know, imagine you going 20, 30 plays every drive. Or, you know, you get a couple of three play drive, but you going 10, 12 plays for, you know, I don't know, 6 or 7 drives throughout the game. Yeah, your defense going to be beat. That's the issue with the Saints. We're
100%.
beat.
Yeah.
100%.
So, that's my spiel with the Saints.
Understandable.
That's my spiel with the defense stuff. No, Saints, please do me a solid and don't piss me off this draft year. Y'all pissed me off last year. Don't piss me off this year.
Well, I got some news for you, buddy.
They're going to piss me off.
I got some sick news for you. You might not like this one. Breaking, read all about it. You're not gonna like this one, man.
All right, y'all. Y'all got any final thoughts on the NFL offseason or any final thoughts on basketball before we wrap up the pod?
I want to say shout out T. Higgins and Jamar Chase for finessing the Bengals, held them boys for ransom. Thank you for that. You just made it easier for my Baltimore Ravens to go win that division again. So I appreciate that. That's it.
sir.
Thank you guys
Hey,
for
stay
holding
tuned
the
into
boys
the
for
sports, y'all.
ransom. Literally held them boys for ransom.
For sure. Hey, thank you, Mike, for coming out.
You.
Yes, sir.
Hey, go ahead, give your podcast
All
a
right,
shout out.
hey. AKA that boy Mike, aka Lens Mickes. All right, the owner of the Talking with the Lens podcast, aka
Yes, sir.
the podcast with no filter. But you want
Yes,
something a little
sir.
bit more raunchier than talking sports? Hey, go tune in.
The boys be geeking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go tune into
Yes,
my
sir.
boy. And you know where to catch us. 5QS Hub, Fit Sports on Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter, and TikTok. Shout out to y'all. We'll see y'all again soon. Mark gonna be
Free
back
him.
soon. We
Free
need you back,
him.
man.
We
We need
still
you
asking
back.
free Mark. We ain't
Yeah,
we
free
ain't gonna
Mark,
stop
bro.
saying
Mark
it
for
till he
real.
free. And then we gonna say it backwards. Mark free, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord, free
For
Mark.
sure. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Out.